Everybody. Boo! Bow! What's up, people? And welcome back to TJ Warren TV. Welcome back to the 37th episode of the American Idiot Show. The postponed episode of the American Idiot Show. Because guess what, Dal? We don't cancel shows. We don't cancel shows.
We
right?
Never have.
Never have. We just merely delay them until convenient for everybody involved. Well, 2/3 of everybody involved.
Sure.
But
it's kind of like a turkey, TJ. We just let it roast until it's ready to eat.
I know, and right now
the content marinate a little bit.
Dude, and now we that turkey is ready to come out of the oven. Dal, how are you, my friend? You good? You all right?
I am doing much better, and thank you everyone for your support over the last 3 or 4 days. It's been kind of rough. My father's doing a lot better. God bless, rest in peace, Brian Flowers, and bless his family. 3 kids, wife. Desperately miss him probably at the dinner table last night. So anyway, thanks everyone for your support. But yeah, you know, we sometimes we hit peaks and valleys, TJ, but you know, you just got to pull yourself up. And right. So shout out to you and to everybody in our community. Yeah, life is good.
No, absolutely. And Brian sounded like I followed the GoFundMe stories about Brian, and he sounded like an excellent person, and he had an excellent family around him. So, you know, I think we're all praying, we're all thinking, you know, thinking about him, positive vibes, whatever we can do to send to that family. And Dal, obviously, you know, guys, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, fucking Dal, because guess what? When you're down, guys, my man over here is providing the entertainment. He will make you laugh. Okay, this guy every single time. All right. Let's say what's up to the people in the chat. Kyle Walsh-Gunner is just running a little bit behind. The Irish volcano will erupt eventually. But let's go ahead and say hi to the folks in the chat. We got Danny inside every single time. CJ Demoy. Jez is not feeling well. That's why he pushed. I don't think Jez would mind going live at the same time I am. Jez is bigger than I am, so I don't think he needs to worry about me siphoning off any viewers from him. But big up. Jez just isn't feeling well. Big up to Jez. Hope he feels well very, very soon. Big up Hugo. Hugo was inside. Obviously,
Trolls 3.
He's out taking his kids out.
Earplugs in for that, and you put those things over your eyes to sleep. That's nap time watching that. Go ahead, kids.
Enjoy, kids. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's nap time for Dad.
100%. We got Carl Rossi, the best-looking Irish Frenchman we know. Yes, sub to the real one, Kyle Walsh. The link is in the comment, guys. Every single time, go and subscribe to him. Big up Mama Flossie. We got who else we got in here? Ravi mixing it up as always. Crew rolling. TJ's rolling like Limp Bizkit. I'm not wearing a hat during this match or during this game. Or during this stream, game match, whatever. During this stream, I was looking like Limp Bizkit on American Waffle on Monday, so everybody was calling me Fred Durst.
Future Halloween costume there.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. Big up Drew Gunners every single time, and guys, go and subscribe to Drew Gunners' gaming channel. Put it in the chat, Drew Gunners. Put your link in the chat. Everybody go and subscribe. He's starting his own gaming channel, so go and do that right now. I think he's starting with a new VR game that was Arizona Sunrise or something like that. Yep. Looks like fun. So go over there and subscribe to him, everybody. Support our guy, Drew Gunner, every single time. Got CFCOG in here. What's up, my guy? Every single time. Nas is the man. We got Mile High Hotspur in here. From my hometown, they just chose the wrong team, you know. But they probably chose the right other teams, you know, the Avalanche.
Air, right? Isn't it the Air they say up there in Denver? You guys are.
Yeah. Hey,
so the air is kind of up there. I might have to get some brain cells for some of these.
Dude, I turned out okay.
Yeah, I turned out for the most part.
Oh yeah. Well, it said Dallas picked me up more than once. Yeah. No. This guy. And by the way, we were talking backstage. This guy's meme game is off the charts.
Ooh.
Yeah. Dal's meme game is off the charts. So yeah.
Jabinho and Carl will testify to that for sure.
Yes, 100%. And then we got C Cubed in here. Big up C Cubed. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates. I know across the pond you're not really doing this, but today is Black Friday. It is absolutely crazy over here. Everybody's out freaking shopping and doing all this stuff. I got shivved at Target an hour ago. It was nuts. It's nuts.
Really? Yeah, I'm avoiding that like the plague today. I don't really do Black Friday. I do I don't know, what do you want to call it? Red Saturday.
Yeah.
So I just try and go there the day after. But yeah, no Black Friday for me. I'm good with that.
Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, and by the way, Dal, if I have to run off real quick, I forgot to tell you this backstage. If I have to run off real quick, I got a new gaming laptop coming so where I'm going to set this game up so everybody is going to see some big improvements to this channel just because my computer will finally be able to handle it. We will have some watch alongs. We will have some more interactive shows coming. I think we had a pardon the interruption idea that we want to run on this here, so that is going to happen. But in order for that to happen, I need a working timer. When I tried to put an OBS working timer in there, my laptop was like not having it. It was not having it. So yeah, we are coming with the A1 content, people. So just stay tuned for that. So if I have to run off and sign for that, we got Andy over here ready to go. So let's see what okay, anyway, yeah, let's just get into the football. International break is finally over. I don't know if people watched the absolute snooze fest that was international football. If you watched England and you haven't drank bleach yet, I don't know how you do it. Dude, I watched the highlights and it was like 4 minutes long. I'm like, and it was just people missing, and they scored against what they tied against North Macedonia or something like that. Awful. And then Jaminho came to my gaming channel my gaming stream a couple of days ago and told me that he was about to commit harikari over Ireland. So that's good. Yes. And then the United States lost on a second leg to Trinidad and Tobago after Serginho Dest got himself sent off due to dissent. He kicked the ball out of the stands against Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, remember, we failed to go to the World Cup, right? Because we complained about their pitch being too muddy a couple years ago. And, Trinidad and Tobago, tough place to play. Apparently for the American team, we used to slaughter them, I thought, back in the day, like 6, 7, 8-0. But now it's kind of like we complain and we lose and they get in our heads. They're athletic players, and some of the American players are not athletic. I'm sorry. They can kick a ball and they can, run around and get mad, piss about. But some of those Trinidad and Tobago players, I think I'd rate over some of our American players, TJ.
No, and that's not a joke, man.
Wallace, just the facts.
I mean, and everybody wants to say, "Oh yeah, no, the Americans are coming. The Americans are coming." It's freaking. Nah, we're a long way away from a quarterfinal. Let's just say that. I really think we are. So yeah, no, I mean, yeah, U.S. men's team. Yeah, at least we still qualified. We're the biggest team I think we're the biggest team population wise in CONCACAF. I would hope we would qualify. C cubed. It's awful. Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago is a big dog in CONCACAF. Well, that should tell you everything you need to know about CONCACAF. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Arsenal. What do you want to start with first, Dal? Because we actually talked, and we wanted to wait for Kyle Washgarner to come on, but you said you had a couple of things that you wanted to address as far as this team goes and some of the dead weight, the dead wood that we have.
I've said it before. I think we need a 7 to 9 player clear out.
Okay, name those 9 players right now. Go.
Cedric.
Okay, he's actually going to do it.
Yeah. Oh, you want a list? I'll give you a list.
Yeah,
Okay, Cedric Elneny. Kiwior out on loan.
Oh, you want Kiwior out on loan?
Eddie Nketiah out. Reece Nelson out. Havertz out. How many is that? 6?
That's 6.
Fabio Vieira out.
He took himself out.
Well, okay. Emerald Smith Rowe out. So that's what? 8? Yeah.
8.
I'm probably missing one. Oh, Ramsdale.
No. Oh, so you're not on the Ramsdale train. You're good.
He's just going. He's leaving, bro. There's just no doubt about it. It's just a question of where he's going. It probably won't happen in January. It'll probably happen next summer though, for sure. Yeah, his dad opened his big gob talking a bunch of trash or something like. I did have his back. I was David Raya out, and
I know you were.
I was really like Ramsdale in because of what he did last season. And people will say, well, the end of last season he cost us. Yeah, but David Raya looks very sus. But at the same time, I don't need my goalkeeper, saying he gets nervous. I don't need my goalkeeper's father telling us, the fans, how his son feels. I don't give a flying F. Concentrate on the game, do what you got to do, and quit riling up the away fans every time. That's part of it as well. You can only talk so much crap if you can back it up. Right. And the stats, like you've said, TJ, just aren't backing it up. And just his admittance of being able to melt down is not needed. It's that mentality. So if he's part of the mentality problem, I want him out. All of those players we can find better. I think if any true gunner would really look at that list of players, and you can't tell me that there isn't a player somewhere in Europe that's better. And we could pay maybe less money for it and maybe a little bit more because they're a little more technically good on the ball or what have you. But there's a 7 to 9 player clear out, bro. I just, how long are we going to play the game of keeping Emerald Smith Rowe? How long are we going to keep playing Eddie for only teams that are at the bottom? It's not sustainable. I can't speak. What we're doing right now is unsustainable. We're not scoring the goals against the big clubs that we need to. We look good one weekend, sus the next, good, bad, etc. And it's because of those 9 players.
No, I agree with you.
Zinchenko needs to go. So there's almost 10. I just thought Carl's. I mean, I just don't know what else to do, bro. I don't think that this group of players is going to get us to a Champions League final, let alone lift the trophy. I don't think this team's going to win the league this year. And if we don't win it this year, then what wins next year? I mean, we're just not good enough right now. And you look around Europe, you play FIFA, TJ, you read BBC Sport, you know what's going on. There's players out there that we could get that are miles better than what we have.
No, I agree with you.
My overreaching argument today is that we need to look at a summer clear out. It's probably not all going to happen, obviously, in January, but by summer, if we don't, 4 in January out, replace 4 in the summer, let's see what we can do.
Yeah. I wanted to comment on the Ramsdale situation just because I commented on it a little bit last week, but just given what's happening now, I mean, we have to keep him through the end of the season, but then after that, sell him. Like I'm sorry. Like if you're out there admitting that you can barely pay attention and you have a certain way that you play your game, he's not like, look, I'm all for being honest with the media and telling you what your thought process and stuff like that. But don't give where it needs to stop is where you can kind of give your opponents. Well, then this is just my way of thinking about it. This might not be anyone else's, but I knew if I was distracted when I played sports, my head was not in the game, I played like shit. Like if I was out there thinking about something else, messing with the crowd, singing with the arena music or whatever was going on, I was not in the game. So he goes out there and he automatically says he says he's bantering with the fans. He barely pays attention. He's and he said he pays attention for maybe 10, 15 minutes of the match.
Yeah.
Like that's not that tells the fans that tells the fans and your opponents and everybody else that, hey, this guy can be got at. You don't see David Raya going out in front of the media and saying, hey, oh yeah, by the way, like I like singing North London is forever the fans. I like arguing with the way end. He's not saying that. He's just going out there and playing the game. I have not seen David Raya do one interview. Not one.
I don't know what his English was like, number one, right? And number
good,
two,
good. That means he's not going in front of the cameras. Good.
Yeah, I know, right? The less out of the cameras, the better, right? The thing is that with Ramsdale, you just can't admit that. You can get in these deep interviews, on whatever television shows they have there in England and so forth, whoever these interviewers are on sports news and so forth, but you just can't admit that. Like, I don't know of any real professional, let's say, baseball player like Derek Jeter or Alex Rodriguez would ever come out and say, oh, yeah,
Tom
during
Brady.
the game, I'm just pretty much, you know, sitting around with my thumb up my ass thinking about rainbows for 15, 20 minutes of the game. I mean, it's just ridiculous to say. And Arteta, you know, he's a serious guy. He takes that shit seriously. You know, he's so literal that you say something like that. He's obviously, you know, and again, and that's a shot at Arteta as well, is saying that I can't concentrate. Well, what are you blaming that on? You blame that necessarily on yourself? Necessarily, maybe, but some of that could go just through the coaching as well, because they're not good enough to get me what I need. So that's, you know, why should I concentrate? Or is our defense so good that he can just sit there in the lounge with a cigar in his mouth? I don't know. I just wouldn't say that. I can't think of any other real professional athletes that would come out and say, yeah, I don't do shit for a quarter of a game or something, you know, 20 minutes of a game.
Well, no, and it just gives your opponent the idea that you can be God at. That's really it. That's really all that kind of rattled me about it. And then to have his dad come out and defend him and be like, oh, well, his smile's gone. I'm like, nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about your smiles, bro. Just keep using the Crest white strips. That's fine. I mean, he's got a beautiful wife, a beautiful child.
Yes.
He's got money up the kazoo already. So let's let him go and get someone that really wants to be at the club. And again, it's a mentality thing that this club has this dark cloud over. It's like, what other keeper would come out and say that? Like, could you imagine, like, you know, like, I don't know, Thibaut Courtois come out and saying that, or Oblak saying that, and Atletico Madrid,
Allison, Ederson,
jeez, you know, and Allison is someone I think we should make a play for. Dude, why not?
Best goalkeeper. I think he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League several years running.
I think there's a very, very good shot for that. It's definitely between him and Ederson for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. But now I've got to back David Raya, because David Raya, like you said, isn't out there making an ass out of himself and saying stuff that he shouldn't. You know, I don't get some of these athletes, man. You know, football, baseball, basketball. You know, we always have some of these guys come out and say something stupid that damages their career. But I think with football, it's just a little more harsh, especially with the British media and so forth.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Just gotta watch your tongue.
Yeah. Hold on one second. My dog's losing his mind. I'm wondering if my package that I was talking about earlier is here. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Say hi to the chat for me. And by the way, everybody, smash the likes up. Make sure that you are subscribing if you are new. Yeah. Say hi to Dal. Make him laugh right now.
Oh, please don't make my face big. Hello. Make me laugh. Oh, shit. This is kind of nerve-wracking. Kylie. You really don't hear much from top goalkeepers, Drew Gunner, because they keep their mouths shut and do their job. You're right, DJ Crane. It's a sob story, and it is enough. It comes to the point where it's that mentality that's still seeping in the club of, you know, oh, I can't concentrate, or my foot hurts, or my injury, you know. And I've said it before. I still think for some players, Arsenal is a stepping stone club. It's a club they use to get to somewhere bigger and better. And I think that's, you know, Ramsdale's got his eyes on Chelsea, or he has his eyes on some other club that we don't know could be sniffing around. Did you get your package?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice.
It's here. Yes. I'm excited. It's a huge freaking box, though. I was just like, what is that? Anyway, yeah. No, big up, Dal. Thanks for covering me on that one. Yeah, no, you don't. And here's another thing is, it's like, I want to just keep naming athletes. So do you think like Tony Adams, like as a captain, or Patrick Vieira, or any of the captains that we've had prior to the Norwegian Ghost, would like stand for a player going out to the media and saying, you know,
no, I think that his neck.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you're introducing a casual mentality. We talk about casual mentality being a huge issue at this club, but you know, it is what it is. It is.
It seeps through. It's like Jez has said, or even our friend Warren has said. It starts from the top down. It's the acceptance of low standards, and just the acceptance of, oh well, we'll just take what comes our way, and it goes through with players. You know, it seeps through to even just going from the manager. You know,
Right.
if the manager can't control what the players are trying to execute on the pitch and their mentality's not there because they're worried about A, B, or C, then that means that the manager doesn't have control. And of course, Arteta is a control freak. Wenger was a control freak. So that really goes against the grain of what we're trying to do. I don't think that Ramsdale is going to succeed with that attitude anywhere else, though, either. You know, what's going to be good enough? Like, he's still going to not concentrate when he joins Chelsea or, you know, whoever.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's like, well, it's just damaging your career so much in front of the media. I just don't understand the whole thing.
Yeah, no, exactly right. But yeah, no, it is what it is. Smash the likes up, everybody. By the way, we got 13 inside. Thank you guys so much. We got a lot of people live right now. I think Maddie, the Southern Gooner, is going live here in about 5-ish minutes. So go over there, smash the like, say hi for us as well as you go between all the legendary streams, including this one. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna be shameful about it anymore. But anyways. Rammers has always been a passion merchant anyway. Carl, tell us how you really feel, bro. Tell us how you really feel. Yeah. So we talked about this a little bit on. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We talked about this on American or not American Waffle. We talked about this on the Let's Be Real show. Me and Conor last week. Go and watch it, guys, if you haven't already. About the Tony deal possibly being off because of him signing a new contract out at Brentford that would offer him more money and then obviously make him worth more.
Sure.
What do you think about that entire situation? Because I think that means it's probably off because with his current deal, we probably could have got him for 60-70 million realistically.
Mm-hmm.
But now that's going to jump up into 100 million like everybody else with a name in the Premier League who's English and has more than a year on their contract left. Do you think we're done in this whole Tony race, or do you think that we're going to spend the money? What do you think?
I think we're done because the Valhalla links have been coming out. The guy from Juventus, I think that's kind of overtaken.
Oh, Vlahovic?
Yeah, Vlahovic, however you say his name. Yeah,
Valhalla's close.
Valhalla, yeah. So Valhalla, because that was someone we were linked to, I believe, a couple seasons ago before, we were even remotely thinking about Ivan Toney, even though a lot of us fans wanted a striker like Toney in. I've said on our show many times, you guys can go back, that he was not coming to Arsenal because I thought there was too much going on with the gambling stuff. The price would be too much. And I don't think he's the type of player Arteta likes personally. I think he's the type of player that Arteta could not control if we brought him in. He's more Aubameyang-like, and I think personality and attitude. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that is definitely contrast to what Arteta wants in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I said this back in episode 16 or something, that we are not getting Ivan Toney, and it's precisely because of those reasons. Granted, he is a fantastic striker, but he is not. I hate to say the word character, right? But with the gambling probe and whatever evidence we don't know about, I think Arsenal looked at that as a risk.
Yeah.
And that's what I've said before, and that's what I think would be a factor in him not coming, especially now that he probably will sign a new contract, put some more money in his pocket, and then see where his future lies, which I'm sure will be Chelsea, because Jackson Martinez will not be able to carry that team through a 38-game season, which we all know. And Toney would be a good freaking fit for them as well. And, of course, they can spend the money like it's nothing, and will. So, yeah, I'm depressed about it, because the more I talked about him not coming in, the more a lot of you and Lee and, all the big YouTubers were like, he is coming in. I know Conor was really on it coming in, and I was saying, you guys, I just don't see it happening, and I'm not saying I'm right, because it's not January, right? We don't know what can happen. I just think that he was, just because of the reasons I gave, just kind of off our radar a bit. Well, Valhalla has been on our radar for 2.5, almost 3 years now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we have a little more invested research-wise and into Valhalla than we do.
Yeah. Well, look, here's the thing with him though, is it's like what's changed just with Vladovich though. That's my question about this whole thing. Talk about Tony all you want. Like I agree with you. I agree with you about Tony. I think that we are probably with the new contract that kind of seals the deal that we're not going to go get him. On top of the fact, on top of the gambling, he also has a very, very he's not a oh, I'm gonna follow the manager kind of guy, or he's not a guy who's a follower. I don't think
right.
Like you saw what was it last winter when he was on holiday and he was out there saying fuck Brentford on social media while he is still playing for Brentford, and he's like downplaying the fact that he plays for Brentford. Like he doesn't seem like the kind of attitude or the kind of presence that Mikel Arteta would get along with. Obviously, big stars don't jive with him unless their names are Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. And even then, he's had issues with them.
For sure. Trossard. I mean, look at Trossard. The list goes on. ESR. I think Tony's a cool guy, right? I don't know him, but like I said, I don't want to like slam on someone's character, but he's just like, and like I said, I want him too because of just part of being a bad man, part of being who he is, and he's a straight up baller, right? Let's be real, and he's prem proven, And I don't have much faith in Dusan Vlahovic or whatever either. However, he is about 6'3", maybe 6'4". He offers us something a little different up top, and I'm going to go with our man Lee Gunner. I don't know why we cross the ball in over and over and over, expecting Jesus and Martinelli and Saka to do something with it, right? They're too short. Let's be honest. The stature is too short for deep crosses, for sure. I had some small crosses as well, but, Vlahovic is a different beast. It's a different animal. He's big, dude. He's a big guy, strong. The more I've watched some clips of him at Juventus, I've actually watched a couple of Juventus games this season. He's a monster up there. He is someone that center backs do not want to go up against. He's physical. He can hold the ball up. He's all those things that Ivan Toney is, but stronger and taller.
Right.
More of a presence in the box. And that does add something different. He's a little bit bigger he's a Giroud type player, but bigger.
Right.
He'd be fantastic. He's a fantastic header of the ball. He can shoot from anywhere inside the 18-yard box, anywhere outside the 18-yard box. He'd be a little different for us. But I think with those links now firing up and the Tony ones dropping, and Arteta, I believe, came out and said we are looking for a striker. I think he's probably number one on our list right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get him either, right? Because Arteta has a funny way of all of a sudden, I put my trust into Eddie Nketiah, he'll get us through. That kind of bullshit, right? Because that's the kind of crap they pulled last January of not buying players is, these players will get us through. We can't get Caicedo. We'll just get Jorginho in because we were looking at him 8 years ago. You know how this works, TJ. So I don't be surprised if we don't get Tony. I won't be surprised if we don't get Vlahovic either. No. As much as we say for a striker, that just warms up the media. Hey, big up local.
Yeah.
Big up Esther. So, that's my little piece on Tony, man. Like I've said, I don't think the Arteta and the character is a good match. Maybe the physical presence is there, but it's just not that much of a physical presence. And he doesn't really bring anything that different, but goals. I mean, all he wants goals, really. But we do need someone who can head the ball, someone, who can do that.
Someone who can head the ball. Yeah, I mean,
they're kind of, he's just the same player, right? But shorter.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I mean, and right now we have and I back Gabriel Jesus too. I'm a big fan of Gabriel Jesus.
I like him too.
But he's just like when he came out and he was like, again, I guess the theme this week and this season is being too honest with the media.
Yeah.
Scoring goals isn't my forte. I'm like, you're the number 9, bro. Like, what?
Shut your trap, bro. And
don't say that. What are you? It's like, are you trying to have us have less faith in this club? Like, come on, what are we doing out
Yeah,
here?
and
What
so
are we
they
doing?
surprised us with third place again. So
Yeah, it's like, yeah, can't wait to finish top 4 again, which is why we chased Wenger out of here in the first place. I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm glad Gabriel Jesus is back. I don't know if you guys watched the Super Classico
that was
down.
bad.
Did you watch it?
I watched the Argentina fans beat the crap out of people. And...
Dude, it was like a freaking WWE before the match even started.
Oh, and the fouls. Yeah, there was so many
it was
fouls.
kicking off
Every time someone touched the ball.
Bro, it was kicking off in the stands more than it was on the pitch. It was a really boring game. Brazil played terribly, but here's the thing: what's his name on Argentina who kept flopping? I'm losing it now. Somebody in the chat help me out.
Rodrigo De Paul.
Yeah, De Paul. That guy is an absolute fraud. If there was VAR, that guy would have gotten redded for embellishment. That was embarrassing. Like that was embarrassing for international football. Messi, you're throwing Messi out there. Messi was in like nowhere to be found during that match. Nowhere to be found. Like I actually did a watch along with Jacob on that on United Spurs of America, and it was, and I was cheering on Brazil because we had 2 or 3 of our starters in for Brazil and playing in that match.
Martinelli play up front?
Yeah, well, Martinelli played on the left. Jesus played up front. Jesus played up front.
Okay, I thought I read something like Martinelli was playing up front, or there's a plan to play him up front. Maybe that's what I saw for Arsenal and Brazil. But I did see the highlights of that game, and it was like every time Brazil got the ball, they were just foul. Every time Argentina got the ball, Brazil, it was just foul. Like there was no real pass. There was like no movement, no nothing. It was, no. From what I saw.
It was, and the red card was embarrassing. Like, like South American football should be embarrassed by that because that was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, so it's just like if they had VAR, I think that would have gone completely different. But it is what it is. I was just like, that'll be my first and last. Like I tried watching international football. I tried. Wake me up when the next World Cup comes around. But it'll be here. It'll be here.
Just get yourself a can of
what?
Just get yourself a can of paint part of the fence, pull up a chair, and just stare at it. Better than international football.
Exactly. Big up everybody inside. We got 15 inside. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I'm gonna put out an all points bulletin on Kyle Walsh. I don't know where he is. I messaged him, seeing where he's at.
He might be busy working.
Dude, he's doing work and stuff. He's doing full time. He said he had to do some stuff for his kiddo, so it's totally fine. He will be here though, and when he does, he's probably gonna completely go off. But big up Gooner ER. I see, we have a goalkeeper that can't concentrate on a striker that admits he can't strike, just in the club. Yeah, delete the club, honestly. Like, and if we can't win anything this season, like, where do we go from here? Like, and I was thinking about this as you were kind of talking about it, because between you, Lee, Matt, Jez, like, you guys are all freaking convincing me that, like, if we don't get, and I said I was Arteta out if we don't win anything, but if we don't get a true number 9 during this in January transfer window, I want him out. I want him. I want Edu. I want all of them out because they're not serious, man. They're not serious. Like, let's be real about it, man. Like, we're like, all the vibes left as soon as we got second last season. The vibes left. Like, it's time to win something. So that's where I'm at. It is what it is. So, yeah, our best friend Peter Haywood is here. Pete, you better behave or I will ban you so quickly, my friend. He says, TJ, sorry for BS in the past, but you can admit that Arteta isn't our biggest issue. He is the crux of our issue at this point because he can't bring in anybody worth a damn, and anybody worth a damn doesn't want to play for him. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Yep. Anyway, keep Arteta. See, when the ops want us to keep Arteta, that's a problem. Big up Nate every single time. He's a Spurs fan. Yeah, big up Nate. He is. I play EAFC with Nate. He's like on the Australian Spurs supporters like website, holding up a shirt. Like, this guy's a big deal. Big up Nate every single time. But yeah, Jaminho's missing. There's a couple guys missing, but it's Friday. It's all good. It's all good. You just got So Flossie wasn't even gonna have it. She was not.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No. Mom's on guard. Mom Flossie's on guard now. But yeah, no, that's the TONEY deal. It is what it is. Get your opinions in the chat, guys, because if we don't bring in somebody new, this channel is about to take a very dark turn.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy to see the links to Ruben Neves. You know, I've been after him for like 2 or 3 seasons now. Neves, Diaby, you know, all these players I thought that would come in and make a difference, just going away. And then they say now that he's not leaving the Saudi Arabian club. I don't know who we're going to get for midfield, because it sounds like Zubamendi has no reason to really leave Real Sociedad. Are we going to get Neto? He's not going to leave in January. Wolves aren't going to let him leave in January. I don't believe that's going to happen in January either. So I don't know where we're going to be at for recruitment.
Yeah, no, me neither. I mean, and if you're looking for recruitment in the midfield, I mean, and all these people are calling for Party to leave. Yeah, so Party to finance this, that, and the other. Okay, then we're left with Jorginho and Mo El Neni.
Right.
So,
yeah, and that's
God forbid Rice takes a knock.
It's like if he's going to if Thomas Partey's going to Juventus, there's got to be a player there we can get in some sort of exchange. And that's the whole thing that pissed me off about Xhaka is like we let him go, but then we let Diaby go to practically a rival now. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, use your head. We've been after that kid for a while. Bring him in. Carl. Bring him in. You know, it's these decisions that turn out to, you know, bite us in the ass in the end because we didn't get the players in that we needed to get over the line. And it's going to happen again this season. And like, you know, Pete said, are we blaming Arteta? Yes. I mean, he's the manager. He's the one that runs the show. If he's not getting the players in that can win us a trophy, then he's part of the problem.
Yep. No, it's just it's hilarious how these guys completely. I mean, from the top down, there has to be responsibility, right? Edu responsible. Right. Vinay responsible. Arteta responsible. They build the squad. So if the squad doesn't get results, who are you going to blame? Like, you can blame the players. Of course, you can blame the players if they don't show up and they perform. Like Gibraltar guard, our favorite Norwegian ghost. You know, our favorite captain who shows up when we're playing the Menos. But it's not just him. There are 11 players on the pitch, and God knows how many staff, including Arteta, led by this guy who sets the tone. So, you know, I'm sorry. I'm not getting in my feelings about this. I made my my standards very, very clear. We win something or I want them out. Now we get somebody in January or I want them out. Period. Because we're not going anywhere. If that we might as well have just kept Wenger at this point.
Oh, wow. We should have kept Unai.
Yeah,
that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, it's a whole nother discussion. But you know, you know, not to play devil's advocate here, but hindsight's 20/20, guys. Mm-hmm. How many people were 100% satisfied with Unai? Just being honest, like hindsight's 20/20.
I never really could. Some games I could get behind Unai, and some games I was just like, "What in the hell are you doing?"
Yeah,
you know. But I don't know if I've said that more with Arteta than I did with Unai. Granted, Arteta's been at the club longer. Right?
I mean, and the sample size for Unai wasn't that big. I will say this. That I don't think he got a fair shake. But I didn't think it was like he was blowing up worlds the way that he was, coaching.
No, but this call for Xhaka, I mean, I guess I know what Drew's saying.
Yeah, that's good.
He wants someone in that just quality that can do some of the Xhaka things. And there's players out there that can, right? But we aren't buying them. We're buying Kai Havertz, who is Arteta's little pet project on the side. You know, it goes again. Why can't we get the Bayer Leverkusen CDM in? You know, if we're going to do deals with clubs, have relationships with clubs, we got to trade players. Cash plus player deals. It works every time. And the thing is, Xhaka, I don't really miss him, Drew. I mean, I miss his energy of last season and some of what he tried to do. But bro, I don't miss the 6 or 7 years before that. You know, when you look at someone like Yusuf Fofana, who would be a perfect Arsenal fit, you know, I don't know why we even, why we're even letting like El Neni stay, and and now we're saying El Neni, put El Neni in there because he's better than Jorginho. I mean, I'm at a loss of like, no, like go into Europe, spend the money, get the players we need to get us a fucking title. Not just dinking around. Oh, El Neni might work. No. Jorginho will work. No. Party will work. Well, he's gone. So who's going to fill it? Well, who? If we don't get anybody to fill Party in January, it's going to be fucking El Neni. So, it's just, we go around in these circles. But the thing is that we just need to buy the players like Man City does. They identify players in specific positions, say we need to strengthen here, and they concentrate on players in that position. They may have like 2 or 3 on the list. I can't imagine the Man City would have 7 or 8 right mids or left mids, whatever, on a list of recruitment. I just can't imagine that, especially when they have, the academy kids. So, they identify 2 or 3. They make a play for one. If it doesn't work, which it rarely doesn't, they just go for number 2. But the quality never drops. And that's the important issue, guys, is that the quality never drops in the recruiting. And that's what we have to use, their tools and their mindset, is that if Jacques is not good enough, okay, Kai Havertz, well, that speaks for itself, not good enough. So that's not hard to find someone better, but you have to find that that the quality's better. The drop-off from our starting 11 to our bench is absolutely shambolic. It is literally almost semi-pro level for some of those players. And I'm including Kai Havertz, El Neni, Cedric in that. Fabio, no, go.
No, he can leave.
7 and 9 I want out. Here's better out there, Scott.
Here's the thing, Scott. Here's the thing, Scott, is if a strong wind came to the Emirates, he would go straight out of the stadium. So it's one of those things where I hope the strong wind comes and he can go back, blow him back to Portugal. Blow him back to Portugal. He's not good enough for the club. He was very, very good at the beginning of the season coming off the bench. He has done fuck all since Tottenham. Before that, he wasn't even good against Tottenham. He started against Tottenham and he was shit. Like, no, I'm back on the Fabio out. I'm back on the Fabio out. And then he puts in that dumb freaking tackle against Burnley when we were up 3-1. Completely unnecessary. Like, these are the kinds of mistakes that will cost you games. It wasn't going to cost you against Burnley, obviously, because Burnley are dead. But come on, if we were playing like an Aston Villa, you throw in a tackle like that in the 80th minute, they're going to come back. They're going to make you pay. Like, we need more discipline. And here's my answer to that question. Here's my answer to that question. The revisionist history that is going on about Granit Xhaka is absolutely insane to me. Why are people, we really miss him? I don't miss red cards against Liverpool. I don't miss him waking up Anfield. I don't miss any of it. Like, yes, he was a captain. He would have died for the club. But the way he did it costed the club. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, stop with the revisionist history. Yes, he had one good half a season up until that Liverpool game. Then after that, what happened?
Oh, true.
I'm sorry. No, he showed up in the last game of the season and scored a brace and waved everybody goodbye at the Emirates when it didn't matter.
Did we
Sorry, I'm not. What?
Didn't we win our last game like 4 or 5-0?
5-0.
Well, Everton, wasn't it?
Yeah, we always. But here's the thing, Dallas. We always win our last game when it doesn't matter at home.
Yeah,
like it happens. You know what I mean? And it was a good like sending off, and he waves at the Emirates. Okay, bye. And I was like, bye, see ya. Like, sorry, man. Like, no, and I know, I get it, guys. Like, yeah, I sound like a grumpy old man, but when it comes to Granit Xhaka, stop trying. Don't. I'm gonna sound like Matt the Southern Gooner here. So big up Matt every single time. Go over and smash a like on this video. Don't piss on my head and tell me it's rain. Don't do it. Don't do it. The freaking.
Oh snap! There goes TJ's Wi-Fi. Is it just me? Oh god.
Oh no, I'm back. I think I'm back. Am I back?
Thank God, I can't do this by myself.
Sorry, yeah. And here's another thing. He wanted to leave. He wanted to go to Leverkusen. Let him go. Let him go.
Let him go.
He
You want to go to Roma the season before that.
Yeah. Yeah,
when I swapped Xhaka for Fabio,
he's twerking for Mourinho, and you guys, oh no, don't leave, Granite. Get out of here. Get out of here. Happy birthday, Granite. Nope. Sorry.
I remember when he told me to piss off at Crystal Palace and threw the armband on the ground.
Yeah, no, but people conveniently forget that, Dal, and I know we've beaten this one into the ground.
All I'm saying is that, right, and I know you're not going off at anyone in our community. I know you're going off at the overall reaching top Gooners.
No, never. I would never go off on anybody in the community.
No, exactly. I feel like that's what I mean. We've got to think outside the box.
Yes.
We've got to look at these other players. I mean, we consider the French League a farm league, fine. But if you pluck them out of there and actually give some of these guys a run, I don't know, Yusuf Fofana. I don't know why I've been on this guy. Well, let's see, TJ, because he can fucking perform week in and week out. So I'm tired of talking about this same three or four players. We all know they're not good enough. We've seen Granit Xhaka, we've seen Kai Havertz, we've seen Jorginho, we've seen Fabio Vieira. And it's like, yay, woohoo. There's nothing there. They're all championship league level players now. And look at this crazy, beautiful.
Look at this guy. Yes.
First thing I'd like to say is big up to you all. And secondly, big apology. My daughter's gone to a teenage disco tonight with her best friend, and her best friend's father drove him in, and we had a bit of an issue. So I had to go up and meet the father, and we had to sort out a little bit of an issue. You know yourself, the daughter's only 13, going to a teenage disco. We had a few 17, 18-year-olds hanging around the nightclub, so we had to go up and try to diffuse the situation. So I apologise for that, but the daughter is a bit more important than Arsenal football.
No worries. No worries. Just a bit. No, I'm glad everything is sorted, yeah?
Yeah, they're up there now. They're dancing away up there now at the moment. So I have to go up in 2 hours' time to pick them up to bring them home. So everything is okay. But thank God I got that phone call because the situation could have been a lot worse.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad everything is good.
Older teenagers, 17, 18-year-olds. Ugh.
They had no right to be up with that disco. Right. Like, this disco is only for 13, 14-year-olds. You know what I mean? Yeah. Leave it be, like, you know.
Yeah, let the kids dance to Robbie Williams all night.
What are we talking about here?
Oh, we're talking about your favorite player, Granit Xhaka. He keeps getting brought up. Do you miss him, Kyle?
Absolutely not. And someone put up on YouTube last night clips of him passing the ball over the top and all this crazy stuff. Granit Xhaka is one of the worst footballers that this club ever had.
We're talking about like how we keep rotating from Xhaka, Conga, Vieira, Havertz, all of these subpar players. I'm ready for a 7 to 9 player clear out this summer.
Absolutely. Should have been done a long time ago. I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to name out names and see if you agree or disagree. For me, personally speaking, Ramsdale is finished with this club. He has to go off. Rhea is not a top-class goalkeeper. I don't think we're going to win a Premier League with him. TOMIYASU, joke of a player. Shevchenko.
Out.
Kia Ward.
Out.
I even go as far as saying Gabriel is not world class. I'm going to say.
I didn't even burn everything down.
I'm going to say Elneny, Jorginho, Havertz, all have to go. Eddie and Nketiah has to go.
Eddie and Nketiah, I agree with.
Yeah, for Arsenal Football Club to go to where I want them to go to, there's at least 50 to 60% of that squad needs to go.
Yeah. Ram says you're going too far. I think it was the TOMIYASU comment.
TOMIYASU. Now, I'm going to just say this. I have heard a few fans saying that TOMIYASU is this and TOMIYASU is that. You have to ask yourself as an Arsenal fan, you have to Ask yourself the question: are we going to win a Premier League title with TOMIYASU as our right back or left back? Answer very simple: no.
Let me big up these guys real quick. Big up Carl Rossi. He says, my Irish sense is tingling. Yeah, you've awoken the Irish in Carl. Big up Carl. He's more Irish than French right now. Let's be real. And then we got Danny coming in with the $50. Danny, you are far too kind.
Very kind.
50 euro donation. Really, really appreciate it, my friend. You are awesome. Thank you for your consistent support of this channel and the community at large. We really appreciate it, brother. We really appreciate it every single time. You're an absolute legend. Damn, Carl. Danny making me look broke. Ben, he's making me look broke. Don't worry about it. This is what it is. My guy's killing it out here. But thank you, Danny. Obviously, you are the man. Yeah, no, no, they were crying out for the volcano. He's here, people. You ask, we deliver here at TJ Warren TV, and obviously, you know, Kyle's a regular. He was on, and I say this every single time Kyle's on. Kyle was on the first American Idiot show.
Yep.
He was on here when I was like scared. I was like, "Hey guys, welcome to TJ Warren TV. Thanks so much." Like, no, and he was here. He's been here for all of it. So of course we appreciate it every single time, and of course, Danny, we appreciate you, my brother. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah. No, I was just saying, Kyle, this revisionist history about Granit Xhaka just makes me so angry every single time. Like it's like, oh yeah, no, he had 16 good games for us, but then after that, like, you know, he ended up costing us more, man.
Yeah, joke. He was here at the club for 7 years. What did he achieve? He achieved nothing. So I don't want to hear this crap that he had this wonderful half season out of 7 years. Not good enough. Useless. Goodbye. Good riddance. Never mention him again. One of the worst players I ever saw at this club. Shambles. And you hear some top Gooners talking that he was a top class player, he was a good player, he was this, he was that. Dirt. That's the mentality of this club. I tell you, just roughly say something. I'm going to tell you something now. Last night, I was sitting at home, and a friend of mine who's an Arsenal fan, who's an Arteta in, sent me a picture of Arteta. 200, his first 200 games as Arsenal manager. He has won more games in his first 200 than what any other Arsenal manager has done in their career. And I just simply wrote, and he said how great he was. So I just simply wrote underneath us, 200 games equals 1 FA Cup. Where's the trophies? That summed it all up. No answer back. End of story. This man failed this season. Out. No excuses. Don't want to hear him. Not interested in him.
I think if we get out of the Champions League, Kyle, he should be sacked. I think that's pretty much out. Sorry, TJ. I was pretty much out after the North London derby. After that North London derby, with Spurs coming back to our house and getting 2 goals, and then just not really changing much over the next 3 or 4 weeks. Nah, I was done. And the game at Lawns was crap as well. We played crap against Fulham. I just, you know, at times, remember, TJ, we didn't know where the goals were coming from because we had 5 penalties. We were getting balls in the box, but we couldn't have Eddie and Kenny finish them unless it's Sheffield. It's just, we
were lucky to draw that game. I've said it before. We were lucky to draw that game. We didn't get dominated, but the fact that we weren't generating any chances was really, really frustrating. I mean, and that's and here's the thing though, and we're gonna go back to Arteta. By the way, Gooner ER, thank you so much for the super chat. He says Conte in. I disagree. I don't want Conte. I don't want Conte anywhere near this club. Period. End of story. That dinosaur can go somewhere else. He's won a lot. I will say that, but I don't want to see Bukayo Saka playing under Antonio Conte. Sorry, I don't. Give me an offensive manager. Give me a Hans Flick. Give me somebody like that over Conte.
I want to look at Pioli, the guy from AC Milan.
I would take him too, but I don't want a terrorist football defensive manager like Conte. I don't want to do it. Yeah, could you imagine Arsenal playing 5 at the back again? Like what? What? Nah, Not for me, but big up, big Gooner ER.
Well,
What do you think? What do you think, Kyle?
At the moment, I don't care who the manager is. Saka better start playing some football because I haven't seen Saka kick a ball in the last 6 months. And just because it's Saka, the fan base seems to forgive and forget what I want. Saka's standards have fallen rapid. He starts playing football or he needs to be dropped. Simple. Can't have passengers in this team because we ain't good enough to have passengers.
Right. And
no, I agree.
And Saka's form has been suspect over the last few weeks. I think he got Player of the Month in October, didn't he?
I don't see how he. I think that was. I thought it was Declan Rice that did.
Or there's one. I thought he got. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but
I don't know. Somebody in the chat help us.
Yeah, we've talked about Saka and his lack of, production, right? And it's so hit or miss. It's inconsistent. I've said it a million times. We're giving him the ball, way too early before he even gets in the box. The passing is just off. All he does is pass it laterally. He gets a couple good crosses in, but we don't have anybody at the end of them because nobody's really tall enough to beat the center backs, right? Gabriel Jesus isn't going to out-jump Van Dijk. Gabriel Jesus isn't going to out-jump Thiago Silva. We need to really mix it up. And I think Kyle's list of players is the same as mine, except maybe give or take Tomiyasu and Raya. But, when I start looking at strikers, even like we were talking earlier, Kyle, Tony's a good striker, as we know, but for something different, why aren't we going for, Dusan somebody like that, Somebody 6'3" tall can hold up the ball. I don't know.
Well, I can't understand, my friends. I'll tell you something. We're talking about Saka there for a second, and then I'll come back to Tony.
Sure.
I was fortunate enough to see the great teams from the 80s through the 90s and upwards. And I've seen some wonderful, wonderful players at this club. And it kind of hurts me because we use this term world class way too much. And we make players out to be something that they're not. And I'm a big fan of Saka. Don't get me wrong. I love the chap. Top player. But I've seen much better players at this club. For me, personally speaking, he wouldn't hold a candle to Freddie Ljungberg. Ljungberg was proper. Now, I'm not pointing the finger at Saka here. I'm just saying that we need to get to reality. People speak up about these lads, and what? My question is, if Saka was such a good player, what has he achieved at Arsenal? He hasn't achieved. He won an FA Cup. What else has he achieved? I know Saka can't single-handedly win league titles, but he's not what people think he is.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, and you guys can throw me under the bus for this one. But I partially blame Arteta for it, to be honest, in the way that he lines up the team. I think that Saka has to take way too much responsibility on the right and Martinelli on the left. We don't have a striker that's worth a damn. We haven't since Aubameyang, and even Aubameyang was petering out when Saka was starting to get regular minutes. So, am I off the rails here to say I kind of blame Arteta for this, especially when for example, last season when Saka was cooking, we were scoring at will, right? Now we're not, and Saka is dead. And really, I think Martinelli has been doing very well just because Martinelli has the drive. Saka, I think, has been injured and hasn't been playing well. But I do blame Arteta for a lot of the performances that we're seeing out of Saka, whether it be because he's playing him too much, whether it be the formation. I'm rambling a little bit here, but I do not hold Saka 100% responsible for his lack of production. I don't do it.
If you're right in what you're saying, and if it's Arteta is at fault, let's just go with what you're after saying. And Saka's not a fool. Saka should know then that Arteta's tactics is destroying his game.
Mhm.
So that's a worrying sign because if I was Saka in that position, I'd be saying to myself, I'm out of here.
Right. No, and he might be. Don't count it out. Like the kid, what is the kid's 22? Like,
Oh yeah, no, he's got 10 years.
no, he's not staying here. Like, let's be real with it. Like Real Madrid comes sniffing around, Barcelona comes sniffing around, Bayern Munich comes sniffing around. He hasn't won anything yet. Man City, Liverpool.
I'd just like to say another thing here. I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to say something that might get to people, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what you two guys thinks about what I'm going to say next. Danny is after coming in there on the chat, and he said that he thinks the Saka is mentally tired. He's been overplayed over the last 2 or 3 years, and you have to respect everybody's opinion. And that's Danny's opinion. My opinion about that situation, and I think people might have heard me saying it before, so I'd be interested to hear what you think. I have no sympathy for a top professional athlete who's 22, 23 years of age, who's worth millions and millions and millions of pounds to do a job that he loves to do. These lads are super fit. They're athletes. And their jobs is to perform on a Saturday and maybe a Wednesday. We have to go out on a Monday morning. I just use me as an example. I work as a social care worker. I work with children that have been abused. And I do that 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, I'm seeing cases that it's not good. And I bring that work home with me. Now, I have to get up tomorrow and I have to go to work again tomorrow, the day after, the day after, the day after. And I'm getting paid pittance for what I'm doing. I have to pay for my house. I have to pay for my daughter. I have to struggle. It's called struggle. We all struggle. Us people. That's ordinary Joe Soaps. The likes of Saka is on a different planet. He's living a lifestyle that we can only dream of. We can't even dream of it. So I don't believe in this theory that players are mentally tired and they're physically tired. These lads are playing 2 games a week. Physically and mentally tired are people that's working 5, 6 days a week in army jobs, 10, 12 hours a day, getting no break at all, coming home, have to face the struggles of home life, trying to pay a few bills. That's mentally and physically stressful.
Right.
Not a top-class professional football player. So I don't use that as an excuse. Saka's performance has gone down level because maybe he's believing his own hype. That's just my take on the whole situation. I could be wrong.
What do you think, Dal?
I think that was really well said, Kyle. It's like, yeah, I can't imagine that he would be so tired. But at the same point, I can understand game after game. But like you said, there are only sometimes 1 game a week. It's just for the amount of money and for the support they have medically, right? I mean, let's not forget the doctors that look at them, right? The chiropractors, all the nutritionalists. So not only should he be,
and they have sports psychologists. Sorry to interrupt.
Sports psychologists. They have all these resources to keep themselves in shape. So I do agree predominantly with what Kyle's saying. I don't want to hear about tired being an excuse. Although I know, like, our guy Saka's played 95 games, but that's over 3 seasons or so, or 2.5 seasons. Like, he's made to play football. There's no doubt about that. And he has the support medically and mentally of the club.
These lads are eating the right foods. They have their own personal chefs at home making their dinners and their lunches.
Mm-hmm.
They're sleeping in beds that we can only dream of. They're getting
$10,000.
massages. They're getting treated like babies. I remember when Gary and Phil Neville retired from football. I remember Phil Neville giving an interview. He didn't even know what it was like to make a cup of coffee because he had everything done for him.
Somebody do it for him. But I think what
You
you're
know what
really
I mean?
speaking about, Kyle, is the broader financial market of football, right? Who ever thought we'd be seeing $225 million players like Neymar, or, and I think our man Lee Gunner said it before. I think his father said when Zidane went to Real Madrid for, I think, 50 mil, that was the end of it, or the beginning of it, right? That was the end of low-cost football. And now it costs so much to compete. I mean, and what's really changed? The game's changed quite a bit, obviously, from the 70s and 80s, and especially, the 90s. But has it really changed that bit? The rules have changed a tiny bit, not much, still offsides. I mean, that's how you read it. We have VAR now, which sucks. But the thing of them is that there's so much money in the game that the players don't even have to be. There's no real reason to be world class when you're going to end your career with $150 million in the bank. Like, there's no push to be real class. There's no, I mean, for notoriety, big deal. I mean, then you have a list of Beckham and, maybe some other players off the top of my head. But the money, it's so good that it's almost a barrier, actually, I think, to some of these young players, because, like Kyle said, they do get caught up in the money.
Well, Dale, you just said something there, and I'd just like to answer your question. You said about that football has changed since the 90s and all. And I want to tell you, be honest about it, lads. It's actually after changing for the worse. I remember in the 90s, when the Premier League began in 1992, I remember some wonderful players that we will never see the likes of again. And not just in the English Premier League, right across the world. One of the greatest players I ever saw growing up. It was a privilege. I was lucky enough to see Diego Maradona playing with Napoli. I was lucky enough to see Romario.
He was
You're
class.
talking about strikers. You're talking about Jesus and Martinelli, Brazilians, and Neymar. This Romario was something special.
Yeah, he gets left
But in the Premier League, I got to see some wonderful players, some wonderful games. The game, to me, is ruined. And it's ruined by money, power, and it's ruined by player power. And the players, they're diving around. Lads, it's embarrassing. I don't know. I'm Irish, as you know. And we have two sports here, GAA, hurling and Gaelic football. And you guys are over in America. Maybe you never saw. I won't talk about Gaelic football. I talk about hurling.
I've never seen Gaelic football.
I'm not a JF
I've
heard it. I have no interest in hurling. I have no interest in Gaelic football. My sport is soccer, football. But the thing is that these players go out to play hurling. If you're ever on YouTube, type in Irish hurling and you see what I'm talking about. These lads are amateurs. They dedicate their lives to this game. And they go out with sticks and a ball. And they kills each other. And I mean kills each other for that game. And if the fall they gets back up and plays on, these players that we have, you tip them, they're rolling around on the ground, you think they're getting shot. It's embarrassing. And something has to be done about it because it's destroying the game.
No, I agree. All right, let's see. We got Carl Rossi saying pints have to be had. Kyle on Friday night. Yeah, no, that's what we only bring the best guests, and Kyle is up there in the top. I don't know, 2 or 3 in my opinion. I mean, I don't want to rank anybody, but he's on fire every single time. That's why we call him the volcano. He's beyond fire. He's lava. Like, come on, give me a break. And we got Donna Collin in here. Donna Collin. Taking a break from doing whatever she does over at Tottenham Hotspur to come and say hi to us. Big up, Donna. I think that currency. What is that currency? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to take a guess at what it is. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm guessing because I know who this is. 1 sec. What is it? Symbol. Yeah, I know who it is, but I'm not going to call him out. Yep. But big up whoever is under the Donna Cullen account. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Hope you're well.
Supervisor from work or something, TJ.
That's not my supervisor for work.
Big up, Donna.
Big up, Donna. Donna, you go back to working on that shambolic football club you are a part of. It could be worse, but we're not Spurs. Let's see.
Or United.
No. I want to answer your question real quick, Kyle, and then let's get to predictions because I got to get out of here. How do I say this? It's a combination of a lot of different things. Like I think that Saka is a good kid or a good man, whatever you want to call him. He's 22 years old. I think he's a young man, right? I think that he was told at a very, very young age in the academy that he was the future of the club, probably by several people. He's been told that by the fans. So he takes that very, very personally, and he puts that extra pressure on himself. So I can understand that. But again, it was a great point to be brought up that they have the best care, both mentally and physically, best chefs, best everything. He'll never need to worry about a meal in his life. His family will never need to worry about anything in his life. So you would think that on that level of thinking, that he wouldn't need to worry about that. My problem is that like that our way of thinking and their way of thinking in terms of pressures are completely different. Like they will never need to worry about that. Like I'm sure if somebody marched in there and said, "Hey, you know what? At least you're not freaking nailing down tile or doing a roof somewhere or like Kyle dealing with incredibly difficult social situations." I mean, my wife is a social worker. It's an incredibly difficult job. Like, but I'm sure they're not thinking about it at that level, right? So what I want to see. And where I think that there needs to be some realization here is to say, hey, if you're not improving, we need to be looking at the entire picture here. It's not necessary. I don't want to nail it down to like one or two things. I want to nail it down to the performance of the team as a whole and how it's translating throughout the squad. I can't necessarily blame, and I'm not trying to take it completely off of Saka, but I kind of am. You kind of have to look at the team as a whole and say, is anybody really performing other than Declan Rice? And you could say Trossard, but even Trossard has mailed in some stinkers this season. Is anybody truly sticking out as a star?
No, not for me.
No. The answer is no. And the fact that we're in third place right now, I think is outperforming the football that I've seen on the pitch. And people can call me negative. I think I've been like the freaking old guy yelling at a cloud this show. But I'm still not, coming out of the international break, going away to Brentford. I'm not saying we're going to absolutely slam everybody. Yeah, and Saliba. Okay, I will say that Saliba has stuck out. I stand corrected by the crowd. But how about this? Going forward, we're lacking. There's a lot to be.
We need a summer clear out. It's time. Yeah. It's like the Vieira experiment's over. The Kai Havertz experiment's over. The Eddie Nketiah experiment's over. And like I said before, Kyle got on, Arsenal is a stepping stone club. Saka's 22. He is not going to sign another 7-year contract at Arsenal. He's not going to, all these players are looking at Arsenal as a way to get into the Premier League, to get their names known, and for bigger pastures over in Spain. Saliba is going to Real Madrid. It's going to happen. It's going to happen one of these days.
Real Madrid, PSG.
As far as I'm concerned,
Martinelli's going to probably leave. I mean, Barcelona have already been sniffing around him for the last couple seasons. Saka, I mean, it's just, I feel like, and maybe Kyle can expand on this more, but from my feeling, Kyle, from watching the club over 24 years now, is we're a stepping stone club. Players look at us as like, oh, I'm down here. Oh, I'll go to Arsenal for a few seasons. But there's all these other clubs I can join now because I've gotten better at Arsenal. So I'm just going to go off to AC Milan or Inter, Bayern Munich. And then the Man City came across, right, and took half of our squad as well.
Be right back, guys. Be right back.
That all started under Arsene Wenger. Right. I remember Mark Overmars. I'll just give it a quick example. Mark Overmars and Emmanuel Petit was sold to Barcelona on the same day.
Right.
So I see Van Persie went to Man United, won the Premier League, but Sanchez. The list goes on and on. The amount of players that we had and they just went to other clubs and were successful in other clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Because our winning mentality is non-existent. And I'm telling you, I'm going to say something here tonight, and you can come back to me and you can say, Kyle, you were right, or Kyle, you were wrong. All my life as a fan of Arsenal, we won league titles and major trophies when we had a proper spine. We had a top goalkeeper,
Right.
2 top centre backs, 2 top midfield players, and a centre forward then to score the goals. We do not have a top class goalkeeper. We have a world class defender, but beside him, we have a defender that can make mistakes. We have 2 midfield, 1 top class midfield player who still, I think, can still do much more to become world class, which is Declan Rice. But apart from Declan Rice in midfield, we have no one else. Then you go up to the forward line and you look around you, and our forward line wouldn't strike matches. So for me, you have to have a proper spine to win a league title. We don't have a proper spine. So on the American Idiot show tonight, the volcano is making a statement for everyone to hear. And you can all come back to me if I'm wrong. But I won't be. Arsenal Football Club will be out of the Premier League challenge by New Year's Day. There you go now. I think it's the 24th of November. In 5 weeks from now, forget the dream of winning the Premier League. It ain't happening. We haven't got the squad. We're over depth. We're not doing it. So there's one for you coming from the volcano. Out of the Premier League by January the 1st. Now,
Okay.
come back to me on the 1st of January and tell me where we are and tell me where we're going. Because we're going nowhere with this manager. Nowhere.
Are you free in January to come back on the show? Let's just go ahead and book you right
100%.
There we go.
100%.
You heard it here first, people. You heard
and
it
it
here
all
first.
starts tomorrow.
All right. Okay. All right. Donna Collins says, Wagwan boys. Donna Collins dropping some cash here. TJ said, Mr. TJ, will you help my Tottenham friends so I remember? Yeah. I've said a few choice words to your Tottenham friends over the last couple of weeks, and it's felt really good. I want prospect like Mr. Saliba for my PR too. Yeah, I mean, come on, Mr. Saliba. I can't believe I didn't think of it. He's not. Yeah, I don't think he's been the best center back in the league. I will say that, but I will say he's been top 3. I will say that. And then Mr. Oregon, are you single? I think his wife would be very upset.
She would be upset. She would just smile. No, sorry. 18 years married, Donna. Maybe in another life.
Yep. Yeah, Carl. They're all busy throwing their propaganda out to their own fan base. They'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. Well, by the way, let's go ahead and plug it. Brentford match reaction tomorrow. You will get me and you will get Dal. Conor is out living his life, doing things young kids do. But big up Conor every single time he made the thumbnail as usual.
Let me ask Walsh. Walsh, you want to show up for a match reaction after the match tomorrow?
I would actually love it. What time is the match on it, actually?
I don't know. 7 a.m. my time, I think.
Yeah,
the match is at 11:30 my time, so it's 9:30 your time now.
It'd be 5:30.
It's 5 UK.
5:30 in the UK. The problem I have, I love to do, but the problem I have is I'm actually working tomorrow night. So after the game, I won't be available. You know what I mean? So only for that wise, I'll be there because this is going to be an interesting game tomorrow. Especially with the Ivan Toney situation coming January and all the rest of us, all the links there, here and there. I think that we could start falling apart from tomorrow. So my prediction for tomorrow, I'm going either 1-1 draw or Brentford to beat us by a goal.
Oh, all right. Well, let's just get into the predictions right now. Let's do it. No, let's not delay, because What?
You know, I was just saying for tomorrow's reaction show, maybe we throw a link in and bring on a couple people if they're up for it.
Hey, if there are people in the chat that want to come on and share, we will do it. We will throw the link in. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a while, actually. Now that
I want to see some of these weirdos we got in here.
Yeah, let's see what these weirdos have to say. Nah, big up everybody in the chat. Yes, we'll throw the link in the chat. But I'm going to be very picky about who I bring on when.
Oh, there goes Carl. You better really get on there first, Carl.
No, if Carl jumps on, he stays the whole show. That's all I'm saying. He stays the whole show. Carl's an absolute legend. All right, let's see. We got it here. Okay, now we got to go back in. We got to go back.
Thank you.
Yeah, Donna Collins like coming after Dal hard here. Yeah, it was pretty boring last week in terms of the outcomes of these matches here. But the only person that we got, and you know what, we like Matt, but I hate to say it, I have to do it. Big up the Southern Gooner every single time, but yeah, I know he got last place, and then me and Dal are sharing first. It was a short field last week, but we got Jamino in the chat, so Jamino will be able to actually put in his score.
I got the Spurs one right.
Spurs one right.
My prediction Spurs. Oh my God.
Donna, calm down, Donna. Thank you for the super chat, but calm down, Donna. Idiot, sir. Idiot. All right. Let's go ahead. We'll just go down the line here. We'll do these predictions. Put your predictions in the chat. If you want to be added to the spreadsheet, as usual, put your scores in the comments after the show ends, and I will add you to the world famous spreadsheet, people. Okay, TJ is my father as well. Well, ugh. I don't know if you want that.
Rams.
Jeez, Rams. That is not the same. Yeah, that's. Sorry, I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Drew Gunner says, "Are you doing a watch along, TJ?" No, I am not. I am not doing a watch along. I will probably start doing watch alongs on this channel after the first of the year. I'm so busy, and we're trying to get. Me and Conor are working to get the best overlay and timer situation we can sorted, and I just got the laptop in today, so we're working on the presentation part of it, and then we will do watch alongs on the channel. Okay, let's go ahead. Man City, Liverpool. Let's go. Let's start with the guest.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Dal, what do you got?
I think you stole my thunder. I got to go 2-2 as well.
Dude, no, that's what you guys, we're going in the same direction. I said the same thing on Staffy's channel. I'm going 2-2 draw as well.
I don't think it's butt kicking by either one because both teams are going to be very, very up for that game.
Yeah, no. You think Liverpool are now rolling over, and I don't think Man City are the same Man City of last season. I'm really not. I really don't. I think they still have the ability to turn it on. I just don't think they're in that mode yet. They're not.
Whoever makes the first mistake is going to pay.
Yeah, exactly right. All right.
Should be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. I'm probably gonna sleep through it though. I'm not gonna lie. That's way early for me. That's way early for me to not watch Arsenal.
That's 4 a.m. time.
Yeah. I'll watch the highlights or the replay on that one. Bournemouth visiting Sheffield United. Now this is a good one.
I'm going to go Bournemouth to win 1-0.
All right. Doubt.
I want to go Bournemouth 3-0.
They just beat Newcastle 2-0. Yeah. I'm cheating off of Jal. Big up Carl every single time. Love, my friend. Love. Come to the match reaction. Come to the match reaction. Get your camera ready, Carl.
Carl later tonight with some memes, I'm sure.
Jal, I'm gonna cheat off you again. I'm going 3. I'm going 3 on Bournemouth as well.
It's hard being this cool.
Yeah, no. Bournemouth look like they can score now, and Sheffield is still not great. They're still not great. Brighton visiting Forest. This will be a good one, actually.
Brighton Forest. I think I'll go Brighton to win that game 2-0.
Oh, where's Nettie?
Oh, Yeti's pissed wherever he is. He's
Yeti.
raging right now.
Put you in the sin bin for that one, Kyle.
Yeah, he'll be coming after me.
I would love to see that arm wrestle or death match of Kyle and Yeti going at it.
Oh
Anyway, Forest of Brighton, that's an interesting game. I don't think Brighton are near as good as they were last year or the season before.
Nope.
And I think Forest are sus too. I'm going to go for our man Yeti. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest.
I'm going 1-0 Forest. Deserby Ball has been found out. The hipster manager is not as good as everybody thought he was. I'm telling you, I'm not a Deserby guy at all. I'm not. Everybody was calling for Deserby to replace Ten Hag, and I hope it happens so the downfall can continue. West Ham visiting Burnley.
He's everyone after Thanksgiving.
West Ham 2-1.
Dal.
West Ham 4-1.
I'm going West Ham 3-0. I don't see Burnley scoring against these guys. Even if West Ham, no, I don't think it's happening. This is gonna be an interesting one. Man, Saturday's kind of dead. Crystal Palace, Luton Town.
2-0 Crystal Palace.
Dow.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Draw. Oh, you think Luton at home? Luton at home could maybe get a draw against Crystal Palace. They aren't that good moving forward.
I mean, Luton, Crystal Palace, Spurs. What's the difference between the three?
I'm going 1-0 Luton. I low key want Luton to stay up. I don't think they will, but I low key want Luton to stay up. I didn't say that they were. I was just going to say.
I get it.
This is actually a good one. This is actually a good one. I take back what I said. Chelsea visiting Newcastle. This is actually a good one.
Chelsea against Newcastle. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh, I was hoping so. Dal, what do you got?
I'm too busy laughing at Drew's Steve Cooper. Looks like he's going to sneeze. Mama Flossie. Okay, we're at Newton versus Chelsea. Oh, man. Newcastle are missing 11 players. They have 11 players out, and I think about 7 or 8 of them are starters. Maybe 4 or 5. Flossie can fill in the details on that. Chelsea are going to batter them. I'm sorry. I got to go 3-0.
3-0 Chelsea.
Yeah. Newcastle are missing so many players right now. And Chelsea are, what? They're doing the work against Spurs, and they did doing the work against City. So
I don't think they get
kind of playing better.
Yeah. I don't think they're getting skunked at home, but Chelsea, Poch has got them looking very good. They looked very good against Man City. I mean, I think Man City looked sus last week. Their back line was looking really, really bad. I mean, 4-4. Did they just go out there and say, nah, defense, don't worry about it. Defending.
Well, Ruben Diaz threw himself at what's his name? Jackson Martinez, I think, was the player.
Yeah, Jackson. I think it was Jackson. Yeah.
He just completely cleaned them out, and that's what put the nail in the coffin. You can't count for stupidity.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm going 3-1. I am going 3-1 Chelsea, though. I think the amount of injuries are a concern. Arsenal visiting Brentford. Kyle, what did you say earlier?
Yeah,
lock in a score here.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford.
Oh my God. You're so negative.
So toxic.
So toxic, Kyle. My God.
I know. Well, what?
I don't think there's any way we lose to Brentford. I'm sorry. I got to go 3-1. Their defense is really, really bad.
Yeah.
They got a couple players that can play, but man, without Tony, they're just, to me, they're dead in the water.
And Mbuemo, They got Embuemo.
That's where the one goal will come from because he will score.
Well, I know, and we got Ramsdale in net tomorrow too. So hopefully
Ramsdale. Sorry to interrupt you. Ramsdale has the option tomorrow to resurrect his Arsenal career.
Yeah.
Tomorrow he has to do it. If not, then it's done.
Ram says, "Dad, listen to me. 1-1. No, I'm not listening to that. I'm going 3. I'm going. I'm copying off of Dal again. I'm copying off of Dal. I'm going 3-1 Arsenal. No. I think that's good. I mean, and I'm going to say this here, and I'm going to get clipped for it. But I think Jesus scores tomorrow. Jesus scores tomorrow. 3-1 Arsenal. Come on. Anyway, all right. Aston Villa visiting the shithole. Oh my God. I'm getting up for this one. I can't wait.
This game will be peak.
I know. What do you got, Kyle?
Aston Villa TONEY.
I love it. It's going to be a good evening for Aston Villa, I think.
Big up Unai. So they're missing. Let's see. Spurs are missing Van der Veen. They're missing James Maddison.
Udogie.
Right? They're missing the stripper Destiny. Udogie. They're missing
Ramiro.
Oh yeah, that's right. The defender that's better than Saliba. So they're missing their 2 center backs, their main creative midfielder.
Richarlison.
Not that he's a miss, but okay. Wow. So they're missing about 6 players, 6 starting players. I hope Emery sticks it to him, bro. I'm going 5-0. I hope he absolutely sticks it to those scumbags. I hope he crucifies them. Just absolutely puts it on him. Full Gengen pressing, no stopping, no letting up, and just put 4 on him in the first half and then 1 in the end to call it a day. Come on, Unai.
Yeah, get ready. Yeah,
I'm more hyped for that game than I am our game, to be honest.
Yeah.
I am more hyped for that game than our game. That will be a better game of football.
No, exactly. Well, it'll be a lot more fun to watch, I think. Yeah, and all the Spurs creators, not just expressions, but all the Spurs creators. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be dancing on some graves. I told them
this one, it's over.
I keep saying this. We told you guys. We told you. I'm going 4-1 Aston Villa. I think a cheeky goal from Heung-min Son. And then that'll be it.
Yeah.
And I think, can I tell you? I think Spurs score first. Spurs score first, and then they collapse. I can't wait. That's what I'm going. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Highbury's Local Badger says Tottenham gets spanked 6-0. All right, Man United visiting Everton. Now this is a good one. I like this one because I think a certain team in blue will be playing with a chip on their shoulder. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Man United.
No, 2-1 Man United. Okay, all right.
Simply because United are in Old Trafford.
No, this is at Goodison.
Oh, it's at Goodison.
Yeah.
Different result there, then. I'm going 2-1 to Everton.
2-1 Everton. All right.
I was thinking that too, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go to. I think I'm going to go 1-1. Both teams are absolute dog shit. I'm just going to go 1-1 drop. Yeah.
I'm going 1-0 Everton. And they have a protest scheduled. Watch that match. They have a protest scheduled for the 10th minute. Watch it. It's going to be and wait for the Premier League to kill the volume on it. 10th minute, they're doing a protest. Yep. Can't wait. Yeah, TJ, I see your friend here, Donna here. The big up Anthony Herbert for the super chat. I see your friend Donna is here. Yeah, Donna's out here hitting on everybody, but everybody here, all the gentlemen here are either married or have a lady. So we're all taken. Okay, we're all taken.
I don't do long distance relationships.
Yeah, I don't do long distance either. That's a long way. Last and certainly not least, this might be an interesting one. Wolves visiting Craven Cottage.
Like to sleep.
Did all draw.
0-0 draw.
Yeah.
All right. Dal?
Wolves. Wow. Did they just beat Tottenham? 2-1, didn't they? That's 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And we're actually, and I think they got a win the week before. And they're no mugs. They're going to beat Fulham 3-0.
3-0.
3-0. Wolves are no mugs. I'm telling you.
They're not.
They're not the best, but they sure ain't on the worst.
2-1 Wolves for me. 2-1 Wolves.
Is Pedro Neto still injured? Do we know?
I think he is. I think he is.
I think so too. Make me 2-0, TJ, would you?
2-0? Got it.
Yeah, let's lock in 2-0.
We're locking in 2-0. Chris says Korean got a score 3-0. Huang Li Chen. You mean Huang Li Chen? He does have a name. Huang Li Chen. Left. The Koreans are tearing it up, man. The Koreans are tearing it up. Except for Heung-min Son because he doesn't get any service, or at least that's what the Spurs fans are saying that defend him. Will Stewart. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you all for watching. This has been episode 37 of the American Idiot Show. Kyle, tell the people where they can find you. And again, thank you for coming on, man. It's a pleasure every time.
Big up to the TOMIYASU lads. 2 gentlemen, 2 legends on the screen here with me. And all the legends in the chat. Big up to you all. You get me on the OregonGooner. I've 220 subscribers, something like that. We keep pushing the boss. I'm making a return. Warren's Team Talk has helped me do my one live shows. I'll be asking all you guys on us. I'm telling everybody we're out of the Premier League running by the 1st of January. I will be back on this show again, TJ, to tell everybody how right I was. Big up to you all. And you will see me on YouTube tomorrow on all the shows, especially if we get base.
I would love for someone in the chat to put a little wager with Mr. Walsh if we're going to be out of the challenge. So you're thinking we're going to be 4th or 5th, basically.
I'm not.
We're going to drop. Like you're saying, we're going to drop because we're 3rd now.
I think that we could end up anywhere, but we won't end up 1st.
Fair enough. We will not be 1st come January 1st. We will not be.
And we won't be winning no Premier League this year. None.
Kyle,
you're saying we're going to be okay.
I'd put it. Sorry, TJ. I'd put a 6-pack of Guinness on you for that, mate. If I was close to you.
That's no problem. I give you 60. I give you 60 cans of Guinness because there's more hope me drinking 60 cans of Guinness tonight than us winning the Premier League title. Not a chance.
Not a chance. Fair enough. With that said, I will not accept your wager. I'll just accept your prediction. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up Walsh as usual. Real one. Arsenal bleeds the red and white. And my guy TJ, thanks again for hosting a great show. This has been really fun. I'm glad we've been able to chat and get some of these things out that's been on our mind the last couple weeks because the international break is absolutely garbage that we know. But yeah, let's see what we can do tomorrow. I'm going to hang on my prediction and let's see Arteta gets the right lineup and let's see if we get the 3 points. Big up everyone in the chat. Again, thank you, Mr. Walsh, for showing up today. I'm glad everyone's doing well. And again, thank you everyone for your support over the last 3 or 4 days. It's been a rough ride for myself and family, but we're all good. Everything's good, back to normal. And yeah, we move on.
Absolutely. Big up Highbury's Local Badger. He says, massive love to the greatest host. I wouldn't say that. OregonGooner, Kyle, and our beloved community, you are all legends. You are all legends. My dad looks too high. Go to sleep. I have not touched it. How dare you assume that? Okay, maybe Dal, but not me. But this has been the 37th episode of the American Idiot Show. Catch us tomorrow for the Brentford post-match reaction, and then we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming this week. The Let's Be Real show will be coming back. You can catch me on Sarcasm City on Thursday night at midnight with Flawless for the Arsenal and Man United show, and of course, next weekend. We will have the legend Lee Gunner on the show. At least it is tentatively that way right now. So Big up, Lee. And obviously, Jez, if you're watching, I hope you feel better, my man. I saw your message earlier. I hope you feel better. But until tomorrow, guys, come on, you Gunners. Please, for the love of God, don't embarrass us. Goodbye.